How did the Prophet Muhammad demonstrate mercy?
Actually, he was mentioned as mercy to all humanity. As I mentioned earlier, the God Almighty says, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. We have not sent you except to be mercy for all of the world. You know what that means? Not just human beings, also the animal kingdom. Everything else comes that. When he hears a young child crying while he was leading the prayer, he would shorten the prayer to make sure that the also mother is not tested and that child is looked after. When he was to pray, his grandchildren, Al-Hassan and Hussein, used to climb on his back and take his time. He would not get up unless they actually have fun with them. And he would carry them like this is my test, this is my fitna. And he used to be proud of them.
The Prophet, peace be upon him, first of all, he mentioned his title, that he is Nabiyur Rahmah, that he is the Prophet of mercy. This is his title. Even teaching being merciful and kind to your own self. And this is the same thing that he advised one of the companions who somehow decided that he will be fasting every day and that he will be praying all night long. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, he told him that yourself has a right upon you, your wife has a right upon you, and your guests have a right upon you. So you should be giving each one its due right, and once again being nice and kind and merciful to your own self and those who are around you. In another occasion, he mentioned that there was one lady who was walking it was in the desert, and she got so thirsty, she's about to die. She found a water well, but there was no instruments, no ladder, no rope, no bucket, so she can get the water. So she had to actually go down herself down to the water well to drink. She went down and she drank, and she came out. After she came out, she found a dog who was so thirsty. He had so much thirst that he was licking the dust. So she said that this dog experienced the same thing that I experienced. So what did she do? She decided to go back down the well, risking her life. So she went down, and now she doesn't have a bucket, she doesn't have a pitcher, she doesn't have anything. So what did she do? She actually filled her shoe with water, and then she gave that dog to drink. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, he said that that lady was forgiven her previous sins. Then because of this incredible mercy that she had within her towards this dog, that God forgave her that major sin that she used to commit.
He would have a mercy on the animals. He said, to whom this camel belongs? This camel is complaining to me that you're actually making him take a load more than it can handle. So he would actually listen to the animals, not just the human beings. Believe it or not, even the hostages in the state of war, he says, look after the hostages. He did not have to go to Geneva Convention. He didn't have to all of that stuff. He says, look after your hostages. Be merciful to the hostages. Even in a state of war, he says, do not mutilate. Do not make a mockery. Do not humiliate. None of that, even in a state of war. Amazing the type of mercy you would have. He says, the people who work for you, they are your brethren. They should eat from what you eat. They should dress like you dress. They should live where you live. And if you ask them to do something that more than they can, you have to help them doing that. Amazing. Mercy on every aspect and every creation of life, not just human beings.
So I found that story interesting because I've seen different cultures within Islam, and of course this isn't directly, this isn't only in Islam, there's tons of cultures that have stray dogs where they treat them like horribly, and you'll see videos of people online, you know, kicking dogs or like throwing rocks at them, you know. I remember I saw this one video of, there was this imam or whatever leader, I can't remember where it was, if it was like, you know, Jordan or something, that like basically told people like, yeah, you can go out and like kill dogs, and you could see videos of them like throwing rocks at them, and it's like, there's nothing about that, you know what I mean? It's again taking words that, you know, mean one thing and twisting them into hatred, you know, which you can see in any country around the world.
So for that segment, I think she was forgiven because she was able to relate to the experience that the dog was having, in the sense that the dog was extremely thirsty and very vulnerable in that moment, just like she was. And she, similar to how she probably would have benefited from someone helping her out, in that instance, she kind of recognized what helping that dog would feel like. And she was able to really find the water and get it herself. But I think being able to support that dog and really getting some kind of water in its system would have benefited the dog, but also I think it would have made her feel good inside, because she was already in that moment not too long ago where she was thirsty and she didn't have anyone to reach out to. So I think her being able to be that person for that dog to really give it some water, I think that's why she got forgiven for sure.
It sounds like the concept of mercy is quite prevalent in this faith. It brings us back to the 10 Commandments of war and how that really demonstrated mercy as well. And then it sounds as though in following the faith, you have mercy in trying to abide by every aspect of it, but humans are humans and humans can make mistakes, and it sounds like that's accepted, which is great to learn.